The Democrats may be down, but they are not out. And they aren't afraid to throw shade either. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Anyone depressed over today's inauguration can be excused. It's a dark day when a convicted felon and adjudicated rapist gets to take the oath of office for the presidency. That he also once tried to overthrow the government with a violent mob only makes it all the more depressing. But amid all this pomp, circumstance, ceremony, and Donald Trump's wallowing in self-satisfaction, one Democratic senator didn't hesitate to call Trump out to his face in front of the crowd and the world. So, most of the inauguration went as planned. As you might recall, Trump had to move his inauguration from its usual outdoor venue in the Washington Mall to inside the Capitol Rotunda. Ostensibly, that was due to extreme cold temperatures and due to the recent attempt on Trump's life. We also suspect that it had something to do with his crowd size. You may recall that in 2017, Trump claimed to have the largest inauguration crowd in history. Photographs actively proved otherwise. This year, like 2017, also saw protests in Washington and around the country ahead of the big event. Protesters numbered in the tens of thousands. Anyone watching today can also be forgiven for confusing the inauguration with the Temple of Doom as well. Watching, I kept waiting for Mola Ram to come out and sacrifice a virgin, and somehow that would have been less painful. Thankfully, that didn't happen. But more to the point, one Democratic senator stepped forward to very calmly reprimand Trump, his enablers, and preserve a bit of dignity for the office of the presidency. That same senator also seemed to acknowledge the protesters are a rebuilt resistance to Trump's forthcoming policies. So who had the testicular fortitude to call out Trump to his face in front of the Washington brass and the world? Check it out.
Welcome to the 60th presidential inauguration. Today, President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect Vance will take their oaths of office, and we will witness the peaceful transfer of power at the heart of our democracy.
That's right, Senator Amy Klobuchar, the chairwoman of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, delivered remarks just prior to Trump taking the oath of office. Klobuchar, once a candidate for the presidency herself, proves she's very much politically alive and unfazed by Trump's return to the Oval Office. Notice Klobuchar nodded to the peaceful transfer of power in her opening remarks. That's an obvious dig at Trump, who sparked the January 6th insurrection to prevent the peaceful transfer of power 4 years ago. At the core of her speech, Klobuchar had this to say.
Our theme this year is our enduring democracy. This ceremony marks what will soon be 250 years of our democracy. It is the moment when leaders, elevated by the will of the people, promise to be faithful to our Constitution, to cherish and defend it. With everything swirling around us, the hot mess of division, it is on all of us, to quote an incredible songwriter who just happened to be born in my state, to ensure that our nation's democracy is our shelter from the storm.
And so the trolling begins. I don't know about you, but I'm not exactly looking forward to 4 more years of this, though the fact that Klobuchar showed poise and courage at the inauguration gives me some hope for the future. After all, we know that the oath to uphold and defend the Constitution means nothing to Donald Trump. It's not like he's read the Constitution. It's not like he's read the Bible he swore his oath on. In his remarks, Trump said he wanted to be, quote, a peacemaker and a unifier, unquote. It's a miracle the crowd didn't burst into laughter. This is the man, after all, who incited a mob to kill his own vice president. He tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power. He still can't admit he lost the 2020 election. Everything he has ever done in his political life has been to divide and further polarize our nation. And if you are hearing my voice right now, you know that is the truth. Expect 4 more years of brutality toward immigrants, attacks on the rights of LGBTQ Americans and the rights of women. Expect tax breaks for the super wealthy and higher prices for everyday goods, the kind of price gouging that hurts middle and lower class Americans. Expect tech oligarchs to further remove regulation on their own businesses and spread misinformation. And above all, expect chaos. Expect a revolving door of cabinet members. Expect constant policy changes and contradictions released through social media. Expect more and more former Trump officials coming out against the man, claiming he has little to no understanding of world affairs and only cares about maintaining his image. Expect more insults to our veterans and erosion of faith in our national institutions. Amid the chaos, Senator Klobuchar has given Democrats an example to follow: how to hold firm in their beliefs in the Constitution and in American values. Chaos may be coming to America, and it's understandable to feel fear in the face of it. But fear will not deter us. We have a Constitution to protect. So, let the new resistance begin. This is Occupy Democrats.